Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto update. And today we have a really important update on Ethereum, and it's the first time in a very long while that I gave you guys one. So sit tight, clench your butt cheeks together, and have a good little listen. Reddit co-founder says a lot of his holdings are in Ethereum. Alexis Ohanian thinks Ethereum is quite cool, and even though this on its own is not such a big deal, it's just cool to see that in a lot of different realms, there's an overwhelming amount of support for Ethereum. That's just something you should keep in the back of your head though. The main subject of today is right here. And guys, if you are enjoying these daily crypto videos, make sure you press the like button to help the channel out. And I've also noticed that whenever I do an update that is not related to XRP, we lose subscribers, but I personally think it is really worth it. I love making this content for you guys, and I think it is a smart idea to update yourself with the most quote-unquote important parts of the crypto space. But let me know down below in the comment section what coin you'd like me to talk about next, or if you would only like me to talk about XRP. Now, a shift just happened in the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio. In simple terms, this is basically the Ethereum to Bitcoin pair, where again, Ethereum to USD is basically, $2,800, for example, the amount of Ethereum in dollars. Ethereum Bitcoin ratio is how many Ethereum can, how many Bitcoin can fit in one Ethereum, basically like that. Here's something different. The Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio pattern just changed, and it might be something to watch. For the last few weeks, Ethereum has been looking like a high beta Bitcoin. When Bitcoin went up, Ethereum went up more. When Bitcoin went down, Ethereum went down more. And that is actually how altcoins usually perform. So it basically means that, again, when Bitcoin goes up on its own, the Ethereum to Bitcoin pair goes up, which basically means that relative to Bitcoin, Ethereum gains more. And when it goes down, the same thing happens. It's because, well, Ethereum, and a lot of altcoins for that matter, react more heavily to Bitcoin's news and are just a lot more volatile in essence. This was starting to catch the attention of a lot of people on Wall Street, and in general, there's been a lot of attention paid to Ethereum's relative strength, particularly on the way up. But for the first time in a while, we have seen a crypto cycle that's centered on Bitcoin, with the most likely catalyst being the El Salvador news recentering people's attention. So you can see that since yesterday's low, we've had a surge in Bitcoin off of the bottom, and at the same time, the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio has tumbled, which basically means that even though Bitcoin went up, Ethereum actually went up less. Anyway, it's something to watch to see if there's the start of a new narrative or a one-day blip, and I of course had to check it out for myself, and what I noticed was, whoa, if you take a look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin pair, it's actually quite apparent. Bitcoin on an hourly basis is going up piece by piece here, while the Ethereum to Bitcoin pair is going down. That is not to say that Ethereum itself is going down, because that's not really the case. Ethereum is mostly just going sideways, still fitting inside the triangle, on the real bottom side of it, but still fitting within the triangle. And I would like to argue here that it's really centered around Bitcoin, this run. Right now, everything is dependent on what Bitcoin is going to do just now. And as I've said before, we are waiting for a breakout towards either side. I'm still rooting for the upside. I'm still expecting it to do so. But then again, you never really know because, well, the crypto space is a mysterious one. But it's just something to watch, right? There's a little shift. Bitcoin right now is daddy, so to speak. And whenever Bitcoin goes, it moves more severely than the other altcoins do. And that's also seen for XRP, where I'm not sure why I'm coughing like it right now all of a sudden, where XRP, for example, is now moving less positively than Bitcoin is, which is kind of a strange thing, when it's recovering. Usually, the alts just recover like 40-50% or so, while Bitcoin only recovers a little bit. And same thing for falling down. Bitcoin was just a really big mover right now, mostly because that's actually what it's all about. And here was another article about the exact situation, though I've just explained it to you guys, and also why I think it is so. It's because Bitcoin is the main crypto behind all the action. Ethereum price prediction. This is why you should consider buying Ethereum. Now, I'm pretty bullish on Ethereum, you guys most likely know it by now, on a couple of different bases. One, everybody is waiting, here they're saying, for the EIP 1559 change that should happen during this month. Here they're talking about what exactly it is and why it's so important. It is, in layman's terms, the standard for Ethereum improvement proposal. The number 1559 stands for the change reference in GitHub, And the change would bring major changes to how fees are structured from a technical coding perspective and how they are calculated from another financial side. Now, I am not that excited about that. Even though it's a good small thing, I'm excited about Ethereum 2.0 and the fact that you have Matic/Polygon, for example, as a layer 2 solution to Ethereum. And the thing with that is Ethereum is often considered slow and bad and really worse in comparison to Polkadot or Cardano, because Polkadot, for example, has the parachains, and Cardano, of course, is a lot more efficient in any way, shape, or form. Even Solana and Internet Computer, they're all considered so much better. Well, all right, so even though all of those are considered to be better than Ethereum is, think about it. Ethereum has this layer 2 solution, Polygon/Matic. It also has the grandfather advantage, and it has Ethereum 2.0 coming up. These are just 3 things as an example as to why you really can't say it's that bad. On what basis? It's proof of work? Oh, but that's going to be fixed. It's centralized? No, that's not true, so that we cannot say. It's congested? Well, we have side chains, we have layer 2 solutions, so what can you say right there? You cannot say, oh, it's too old, because oldness, look at Bitcoin, is an advantage. 1% of Bitcoin's circulating supply is wrapped on Ethereum. This article is definitely not too important, but I found it really interesting that frickin' 190,000 Bitcoins are locked up on Ethereum in their wrapped version. It's just kind of something funny, right? To just consider and think about that. 190,000 Bitcoins are trusted on Ethereum contracts like that. Now, talking about huge amounts of Bitcoins, MicroStrategy as one freaking company owns 92,000 of them, or about half a total percent of the total liquid circulating supply. Guys, if you start to think about how big one company like MicroStrategy here is actually, from that perspective, they hold 0.5% of the entire supply of Bitcoin, and 1% of the entire supply of Bitcoin is locked on Ethereum. It sometimes makes you realize how small the space really is, and really how there's not that much room for others. I mean, if this goes on, if there's just 10 companies akin to MicroStrategy in terms of size, and as this moves on and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, so much money is going to be locked up in companies that will never sell or don't want to get rid of it. And so much is going to be locked up in protocols where really the liquidity is questionable, as the real Bitcoin is then not going to be, it's wrapped Bitcoin, right? It's not the real thing. So the liquidity of Bitcoin itself gets lowered and lowered and lowered, which is really interesting to think about. And then bullish Bitcoin news flow gives bulls a boost ahead of Friday's 565 million options expiry. This is actually from earlier this article, 20 hours ago. I've just been stalling to cover this one. Bullish Bitcoin maneuvers from El Salvador, Victory Capital, and MicroStrategy saved the day by giving bulls as much needed boost, balancing out Friday's Bitcoin options expiry. Yeah, you might call those expiries a negative thing. People call them incentives for the price to move to either side. I personally would like to say, no, it's not really the truth. It doesn't really do that much. At least it hasn't really been proven to me that it can. But people now have said these 3 things. So MicroStrategy looking to buy another $500 million worth of Bitcoin soon. El Salvador, of course, considering Bitcoin to be the real thing, and a $150 million fund. And Victory Capital getting into crypto. 60% Bitcoin, 32% Ethereum, and 6% altcoins. That is all bullish stuff, right? And that all happened just before the weekend here. It is all bullish stuff, not gonna lie. Then Ethereum price forecast. Ethereum awaits a 30% rally to all-time, 3,800. I personally firmly believe that all-time high is just an easy target for Ethereum. I still think it can get way, way, way further if time allows it. $20,000 is still a target for Ethereum of mine, which I still think it's eventually going to get to. Oh, you can call me crazy, no worries about it. I still think Ethereum in some way follows Bitcoin's 2017 movement, and so $19,000 is definitely not ruled out. Who thought that $4,500 or almost $5,000 per Ethereum was possible? Most people didn't, and now I'm just saying it, I really firmly think it is. And then David Guetta will accept Bitcoin or Ether for his $14 million Miami condo. Interesting, yet also kind of not. I mean, he's accepting Bitcoin / Ethereum / whatever as a payment. Then again, many people have also noted that if he were to sell it, well, he'd most likely just dump his crypto straight off. I mean, we're not sure, but I mean, it's possible that he's just gonna get that crypto and boom, instantly sell it off back again. It's really hard to say, but of course, I'm just taking it in. Now, before GETA, Bitcoin had already broken into the luxury real estate market. British billionaire property mogul Nick Candy announced that he would accept the largest cryptocurrency for his $243 million Hyde Park penthouse, which is considered to be the priciest apartment in the entire UK, which is pretty interesting. That's a lot of money. That's definitely a lot of money. Now, but this one, let's just stick with it for what it is, guys. A lot of money for that apartment. He's taking it into Bitcoin if somebody puts it up, and it's pretty cool. And then plan B. A lot of you guys are saying, Dusty, no, crypto is really at wit's end, is at the end of things, blah, 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 blah. No, I firmly do not believe so. Regardless of what happens, if we don't go too far down, if we don't go to some ununderstandable number, we are all good. Like here, for example, 2014-ish, we actually hit some levels which were kind of unprecedented or not expected. Then again, from that point on forward, we have followed along with the stock to flow model here quite perfectly. And the dips are expected. The dips are also kind of normal. Even right now, is the general gist and flow of things, right, that we have kind of followed since 2010, 11, since it incepted. We've just been following along with a bullish trend, albeit with some corrections throughout the midst. But that's also why I sometimes say, we can definitely go sideways or down for a little while, but it will always be, again, for a little while, because eventually we will keep going up the longer term. Once more, my opinion, not a fact. But guys, that was it for today's update video here. I'm extremely bullish on Bitcoin still, and I'm still thinking it's going to break out. If we don't break out to the upside right now, it's mostly going to go sideways a little bit, with still a little bit of upside potential though. You know, sideways for a little bit before then again breaking out to follow along with this line. If it has to take a couple of months, so be it. Because you know eventually where we're going to go, guys. $1 million is a target for Bitcoin that I still have really, really closely. And I'm a 99.9% sure that we will eventually hit that. Not 100% sure because you never know. And I'm not a financial advisor, but it's just my own thoughts. If you're looking for a good platform to trade on, go check out Bybit, link down below. It's what I'm personally using. Make sure you put some restraint in. It's a risky thing to trade. But yeah, leverage trading is kind of fun. At least I found it. And a link is down below. So use it.